Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating science of the lake that kills everything around it. If you find this content valuable, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more mind-expanding educational content. There is a lake in Africa, hidden among the mountains, shimmering beneath the sun. It looks peaceful, serene, almost heavenly. But beneath its surface lies something ancient, something powerful, something deadly. This is Lake Nyos. And it is not like any other lake on Earth. This is the lake that kills. Lake Nyos is nestled in the remote highlands of Cameroon. Surrounded by green hills and quiet villages, it gives no warning of its dark nature. Its waters are deep, dark, and still. But stillness can be deceptive. On August 21st, 1986, that stillness was shattered. It began with a deep rumble, like distant thunder. Villagers heard it echo through the valleys. And then, a white cloud rose from the lake. It moved quickly, silently, unstoppably. Within minutes, entire villages were wiped out. Not by fire, not by flood, but by air. Something invisible had swept through the land and taken over 1,700 lives. People collapsed where they stood. Animals dropped mid-step. Birds fell from the sky. There was no sound, no struggle, no warning, only silence. What happened that night was not a myth, not a legend. It was science, terrifying science. You see, Lake Nyos is what scientists call a limnically active lake, one of only a few in the world. It sits atop a dormant volcanic crater. Far below the lake bed, magma bubbles and churns, and from that, magma seeps something lethal: carbon dioxide. CO2 rises from the magma and slowly dissolves into the deep waters of the lake. Layer after layer, year after year, the gas builds up, held under pressure like a giant bottle of shaken soda. Most lakes release gases naturally. They bubble to the surface and escape harmlessly. But Lake Nyos? It's different. Because of its unique shape, depth, and temperature, the gas doesn't rise. It accumulates, invisible, silent, waiting. Scientists now believe that on that fateful night, something triggered the release. Maybe a landslide, maybe a minor earthquake, or maybe the gas pressure simply became too much. Whatever the cause, the result was catastrophic. Like popping the cork off a volcanic soda bottle, the CO2 exploded upward, shooting a massive cloud of gas 300 feet into the air. The eruption displaced water, sending waves crashing against the shore. But the true killer wasn't water, it was air. The CO2, being heavier than oxygen, sank. It rolled down the hills, across the ground, into the valleys. A colorless, odorless wave of suffocation. People didn't run. They couldn't. Most didn't even know they were in danger. They simply stopped breathing. The cloud traveled as far as 16 miles from the lake. Those who survived described the horror, waking up surrounded by corpses. Family members who went to sleep and never woke up. Cows, chickens, dogs, lifeless, all around. There were no burns, no wounds, just an eerie, motionless silence. One man, who had been riding his motorcycle toward the village, said he felt dizzy and collapsed. When he awoke, everything around him was dead. No one could explain it at first. But eventually, scientists arrived. And they uncovered the terrifying truth. It wasn't just a freak event. It was a natural time bomb. And Lake Nyos wasn't the only one. Nearby, Lake Nyos had released a smaller CO2 cloud 2 years earlier, killing 37 people. Another warning, one that went mostly unheeded. Until Nyos. After the disaster, the world realized the danger. More lakes were tested. More silent threats uncovered. And the question arose, could it happen again? The answer was yes, unless something was done. In the years that followed, scientists began an unprecedented project, something that had never been tried before. They inserted pipes deep into the lake, designed to release the gas in a controlled way. The idea was simple. Instead of letting the gas build to dangerous levels, they would allow it to bubble up slowly, safely, over time. These pipes work like a siphon. Once started, they bring water and gas up from the depths, where it fizzes like champagne and releases the CO2 into the air, where wind can safely disperse it. It's called degassing, and it might be the only thing keeping Lake Nyos from killing again. Still, it's not a perfect solution. The pipes can fail, gas can still accumulate, and new volcanic activity could trigger another release. That's the danger of living near such lakes. You never really know what's waiting beneath the surface. But maybe the most chilling fact is this: we didn't know lakes could do this. For centuries, people lived by these waters, farming, fishing, swimming, never suspecting the silent threat below. Only in recent decades has science caught up. Now, limnologists, the scientists who study lakes, monitor CO2 levels regularly. They've identified a few other dangerous lakes, like Lake Kivu on the border of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Lake Kivu is even bigger, and it holds billions of cubic meters of CO2 and methane. A future eruption there could dwarf Lake Nyos. That's the frightening part, because the more we explore the natural world, the more we realize it doesn't have to look dangerous to be dangerous. Lake Nyos is calm again today. The water sparkles, the hills are quiet, and some people have returned to live nearby. But the memory of 1986 still lingers, because this lake still holds secrets, still holds gas, still holds the potential for devastation. It is a reminder of how little we truly control, and how much nature can still surprise us. In a world of earthquakes, volcanoes, and storms, a quiet lake in Africa delivered one of the deadliest natural disasters of the century. No flames, no flood, just a breath of air that no one lived to tell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.